Hello, students. Okay, so you are on week number 2 of our daily edit, and the sentence is, I think North City Middle School ought to share a volleyball team, or excuse me, ought to start a volleyball team. So you have 3 corrections to make, and here is how this sentence should really roll out. I think North City Middle School. Middle school, the M in middle and the S in school should be capitalized. If you were talking about any middle school, if you just said middle school ought to have volleyball because it's important and you weren't specifically talking about any, then you wouldn't capitalize it. But because you're talking about a specific one, you need to capitalize it. So that's 2 of the 3 errors. Oughta is not a word. We tend to smush words together. Ought to is the word. So the third error is just separating ought to start a volleyball team. That is the correction. Check yourself. If you got it right, great. If you didn't, then just want to pay attention when we go over the practice, because we're going to be practicing uppercase, proper uppercases. All right. This second sentence has 4 errors in it. Volleyball doesn't need much equipment and can be played in any weather. All right, so I want to make sure that we're talking about the correct here. So first is volleyball doesn't. We should automatically see that. We're used to the word doesn't. Volleyball doesn't. Just move that apostrophe after the N and between the N and the T. Need much equipment. Okay, so the word equipment is spelled incorrectly. So we have the apostrophe, it doesn't. We have the word equipment isn't spelled correctly. Then we need a comma here. Volleyball doesn't need much equipment is its own statement. The second half of its own statement, and it is joined by what's called a coordinating conjunction, the word and. So we need a comma there. Otherwise, it's a run-on sentence. And it can be played in any weather. Now, there's 2 weathers, and this is a commonly confused word. W-E-A-T-H-E-R has to do with the weather that comes out of the sky. W-H, and this is the other weather, W-H-E-T-E-R, has to do with whether or not you want to go, you have to go. It has to do with choice. Okay, so those are the 4 corrections. You've got doesn't, you've got the word equipment, we have the comma, and then we have the word weather needs to be spelled correctly. And lastly, we've got this sentence down below. Excuse me. Ken said, I hope you blank fix it quickly. Could fix it quickly, can fix it quickly, or may fix it quickly. The correct word that should be in here is can fix it quickly. Has to do with the present. May would not work and could not work, because that has to do with a person's ability. Can has to do with meaning the ability to do it now, having to do with time versus ability. Could he do it? Could he not do it? I'm not sure if he has the skill versus can you do it? Meaning like, is it a possibility to get it done right now? All right, so those are the corrections that we have for this week. Now you're going to move on to your do now. Please make sure that you are putting your name and you are putting your block. You need to do, actually I'll include for you, I will include text boxes for you that you can just access. Please put your full name. Please put the block that you are in, A1, A2, A3, A4, B6, or B7, and please put your full name. All right, happy editing.